What's good, everybody? It's the Cloud with Cap Show. I got 2 words. Lebron James, baby. Lebron. So many people hate on Lebron, a.k.a. they call him Lee Brick. You can say what you want about LeBron. Look, he's one of the most iconic sports athletes we have ever seen, dude. Ever. Okay, and I get it. A lot of people can say what they want and say, you know what, LeBron isn't the GOAT. I get that. Okay, I agree right now. LeBron James isn't the GOAT. Okay, his career's not over yet. He still has time left. He still has prime years left to be played. I truly believe LeBron can play at least 5 more years. And when I say 5 years in the NBA, I mean 5 primetime years. In this year, in 2021 season, absolutely, the vote goes to me that LeBron James is 2021 regular season MVP. And I've said it before that they will repeat again. And they could possibly three-peat, just like they did in the early 2000s. Crazy, right? But history kind of repeats itself. But for LeBron, all the haters, they can say what they want. Obviously, you know, he's not a good free throw shooter. One of the worst technical free throw shooter since 1996. I mean, hey, yeah, okay, he's 67%. Oh, I get that. Really bad, okay? I mean, Shaq, dude, he was a little bit worse than LeBron's free throw percentage. But look, over time, we knew what LeBron's weakness is when he first came in the league. We said, hey, he can't shoot the 3-ball really well. He can't do this. He can't do that. But he's really improved every single year. And yet, 2021, he's still dominating. He's still, I really think this LeBron James in 2021 is better than 2016 LeBron James. And when I say 2016 LeBron James, let's rewind the clocks here. That's the same year they beat Golden State in the NBA Finals in 7 games. And LeBron went crazy. Yes, Kyrie was there as well. He went crazy too in the 40s every game. You know, but look, LeBron, people want to play with LeBron. And to people like Kyrie who don't want to play with LeBron, well, you're going to have to play against them. And yes, Kyrie got the best of them recently. They beat the Lakers. They beat the Clippers. You know, everyone is saying from the East is the Nets because Kevin Durant, Kyrie, you know, everybody's boy James Harden. Look, I get that. Okay, but this is different. This is different. You're going against LeBron James here. He is the greatest basketball player right now existing today. Present day right now, 2021, LeBron James is the GOAT. He is right now. Okay, go of our era right now. Now, when I say go of basketball in general, no, I still say Michael Jordan is the GOAT because, you know, when we look at Michael Jordan, his whole career, what he did to the NBA, it's magnificent, really. We have to understand that. When Michael Jordan came into the league in the late 80s, dude, they would mug MJ. You know, imagine if LeBron played in today's day and age. You know, imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine LeBron go back in the 80s and played. Yes, you know, it'd be rough. But still, the athlete that LeBron James is, dude, you just can't teach that. He's just born with that. That's God's given gift that he gave LeBron. That he's just his ability, dude. You can't teach certain things, dude. You just can't. And LeBron James is something that you cannot teach. Yes, you can get better. You can force him to shoot shots. I mean, look at the Spurs, for example. They were like, you know what? To beat LeBron James is have him shoot jump shots. And what happened? We saw LeBron went back-to-back in Miami. 2013, LeBron James hit a huge jumper. It gets the Spurs to go up by 4 points. I mean, dude, and that the whole thing was like, Popovich was like, hey, we got to let LeBron shoot. Let LeBron beat us by shooting, and that's what LeBron James did. He beat the Spurs by shooting that game in Game 7. I think LeBron had about 27 that game, and he went one of the biggest shots of his career. You know it wasn't a game winner, but it was to put them up 2 possessions in the NBA Finals in Game 7. Right before that, Tim Duncan missed a little tweak shot. You know, that Tim Duncan, the great Tim Duncan, 5-time NBA champion, Tim Duncan. That's crazy. And yes, the next year they lose, and then LeBron James loses 2015 in the finals against Golden State, which I think that's LeBron James' greatest finals I've ever seen. And yes, they lost. You know, it's magnificent. They even took him to 6 games, I believe it was. 6 games. I mean, dude, who did they have? Kevin Love was hurt. Kyrie was gone. I mean, they had Matthew Dellavedova. You know, and people were like, he's a Steph Curry stopper. Stop that. You know, the next year we saw what happened to LeBron James' iconic block. And then we fast forward to 2020 last year. LeBron James got it done during COVID, during all this stuff that's happening in our society right now. No excuses. His greatness. And he's lived it up. You know, since he came in the league back in 2003, he's lived it up. He's lifted up. And now with the Lakers, look, I want to see him eventually go back to Cleveland maybe for a year or two in his last year or two in the NBA. I would love that. But to me, I see LeBron James right now staying in L.A. I'm saying L.A. could sign him another 4 years on top of what they already did back in, I believe it was 2018, signed a 4-year deal. I really think the Lakers are going to sign him again. Why not? What do you have to lose? I mean, if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, you got LeBron James right now. And if I'm in the back right now and saying, look, let's sign LeBron for another 4 years, and then he sets it off into the sunset, retires. Okay? I mean, seriously. And then I get it. Anthony Davis is banged up right now. I will not play Anthony Davis till playoff time. And we have to understand playoff time is around the corner, low-key. It's around the corner. NBA's going by fast. Definitely in this time, but, it just seems like, man, LeBron James just won the NBA championship. It really does. To me, it's just like, what? It's so many haters. They say whatever they can really badmouth LeBron. That's what they do. They say anything bad about LeBron. They don't say anything good about LeBron. The memories that LeBron James brought you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what he did for the game of basketball, it's like one of the things that we're never going to forget. We are never going to forget what LeBron James has done, dude. Seriously, dude. But LeBron, I'm not worried about the Lakers right now. I'm really not. I get it. They're third in the seeding right now, overall in their conference. I'm not really worried about it. Okay, so they're still going to make the playoffs. They're going to be handy-dandy. Actually, they're 2 seed right now. Going in. Utah number 1. Utah will get a number 1 seed probably going in the playoffs. And you know what? They might play Golden State. In the last, it's funny, we talk about this. Golden State, I believe this was back in like early 2000s. I want to say like 2006, 2007, when the Dallas Mavericks were the number 1 seed. And Golden State was the number 8 seed. And Golden State ended up upsetting them. It was crazy. Golden State had Baron Davis, those guys, they were stacked, dude. They were stacked, and I love, history could repeat itself. If Golden State just squeaks in, I mean, dude, they can upset anybody. If I'm LeBron James, I do not want to play Golden State round 1. I do not. Seriously. I get it. Golden State, they're not the same team that we're used to seeing. Obviously, we're seeing Draymond get ejected. I love Draymond. His heart and passion to the game, no doubt. But to me, some of it's petty with Draymond. It's like, dude, you didn't have to argue with these refs. You didn't have to argue with this guy because it's a bad call. We get that. This is a regular season game. But look, dude, Golden State, you guys are the 8th seed right now. I mean, you guys are fighting for, playoff spot here. So to me, it makes no sense when Draymond, argues in certain situations. It's like, dude, we shouldn't be doing this. We really shouldn't, dude. No, straight up. Some of this, it's like, no, don't do this, Draymond. Keep your head on straight. But look, there's about 16 games left in the NBA season in the playoffs. I can't wait. I am so geeked. It seems like we just did the NBA playoffs this past year, but it's great. And like I said, I'm staying true to my word. The Los Angeles Lakers will repeat. They could maybe even three-peat. Back in the early 2000s with Shaq and Kobe, you guys remember? They three-peat, dude. They did. 2000, 2001, 2002. It was an amazing time. It was. I mean, obviously, Shaq and Kobe, if they would have stayed together, no doubt, I really believe that they would have won at least 6 rings. They would have, seriously. I mean, Shaq, to me, Shaquille O'Neal, one of the most dominant NBA players to ever play the game. I mean, you guys name one player that could guard Shaq. And a lot of people would say, Yao Ming. I get, okay, Yao Ming, he could sometimes guard Shaq. He can give him some hard times, but we have to understand Yao Ming wasn't in the NBA as long as Shaq. Not at all. But Yao Ming, to me, Yao Ming, he's a Hall of Famer. No doubt about it. I know that's a stretch, and people are like, Cap, Yao Ming, a Hall of Famer? What the F are you smoking on? No, seriously, though. I'm being straight up here. But for the Lakers and LeBron James right now, this is LeBron James' time. LeBron James to win regular season MVP, to win again yet another NBA Finals MVP in front of Kevin Durant. This would be great, right? If the Nets played the Lakers in the NBA Finals. I mean, we saw, obviously, the Brooklyn Nets. They weren't the Brooklyn Nets back then. But, seriously, they were the New Jersey Nets then. If they played the Lakers in the Finals, I believe it was like 02, maybe even 01, somewhere around there in the early 2000s. And we saw what happened. So I want to see LeBron just take over like he always does. Nothing's new here. We've seen LeBron, and I feel like our society today, we take LeBron James for granted so much. And a lot of people are like, Cap, you love LeBron too much. Stop it, dude. No, I do not. Now, there are weaknesses in LeBron James's game, no doubt, dude. No doubt, and I even said it, free throws, one of the worst free throw percentage, Yeah, okay, I get that, 67%. His three-point shots aren't that good, but, in the past couple years, he's improved dramatically with his shooting, dude. And his shooting was always his weakness, right? Yeah, that's what they told me. They were like, that LeBron's weakness is his shooting. Not everything about LeBron James, he makes his teammates better. That's why I like LeBron James. That's why he's one of my favorite players to ever play the game. Because he makes his teammates better. Not every good player, not every great player makes their teammates better. I get it. Rest in peace to the legend, Kobe Bryant. Now, we have to understand, Kobe, yes, he did make his teammates better to a certain extent. But we have to understand, Kobe was like, hey, I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get my shots. I'm going to shoot up at least 20 a game. If I'm double teamed, I'm still going to shoot. To whereas LeBron, if he gets double teamed, he's going to look for the open man, for the better play, and to hit that. That's what LeBron James, his IQ's off the charts. That's to me, he's like a point guard, but not the size of a point guard, right? He can play every position on the court. We know that. We know all these things, okay? But for LeBron and the Lakers right now, this is history what we're seeing here. Because if they win this year, which I do think they will, they'll beat the Nets. The so-called that's what the favorites out in the East are, the Nets coming out. That's what everybody's saying right now. I would not sleep on Boston at all. To me, I think Boston's the best coaching team out East right now. Steve Nash, a Hall of Famer, great for the Nets. But look, dude, you're going to go up against LeBron and the Lakers here. Anthony Davis, a young cat. To me, Anthony Davis, that's the key right now for the Lakers. If Anthony Davis comes back like we're normally seeing, 100% healthy, 100%, the Lakers will win. They will win the finals. Pope, I love him. He's a great three-point shooter. They got some good benchmen. Kuzma, he's nice. But to me, nothing spectacular, right? Like the Nets, they have three main scorers right here. But to me, sometimes that doesn't match. Defense still wins championships here. And yes, we saw the Nets win without KD against LeBron James and the Lakers. And I get that. This is regular season, though. This is a different game here. When it comes to playoff time, dude, it's a completely different game, and I love it, dude. I absolutely love the NBA playoffs when it's in the playoffs. Not too much of the regular season, right? We don't talk about it as much, but look, dude, I'm telling you what. To the sports bettors out there right now, if you guys are putting thousands of millions of dollars on this, why not go LeBron James? Look at the history. Look at the sports bettors here, the successful ones. I'm talking the Sharks and the Whales. What did they do with the Super Bowl? They said, you know what, Tom Brady, he's won 6 Super Bowls. Rob Gronkowski, he's been in the game before, in these big-time moments. So why not bet on those? And that's what the Sharks and the Whales did. They said, you know what, we're going to bet on Tom Brady in Tampa because they're experienced. They've been in this position before. This is just another game to them. To where some of the Kansas City guys were first time in the Super Bowl. Same thing with Tampa, but still you're betting on the numbers here for Tom Brady. Same thing with LeBron. You're betting on the best player to win. That is not a bad bet whatsoever. If you guys put $1 million down on the Lakers to win this year in 2021, I would look at you and say, you know what? That's a smart bet. I would say you are smart for betting that. You are smart for betting LeBron James, the best IQ in the game right now, the greatest basketball player right now. That's smart. You're betting, dude, you didn't need a college education to know that. You didn't need a college education to understand that LeBron James can take over games. You didn't need a college education to understand that, hey, LeBron James is going to win. He's going to win, dude. He's going to get his 5th NBA championship this year. Isn't that crazy? To me, it doesn't even sound real, right? LeBron James could have 5 NBA championships, tied with Kobe, tied with Tim Duncan, dude. Amazing. And we're talking, what if LeBron wins 6 now? And then we get into the debates with the AJ LeBron debate. So many people hate on it. And a lot of new cats now are saying LeBron. You could consider me as a new cat on the block. Look, I'm still going to take MJ right now because LeBron James' career's not even over yet, dude. We can't just jump to conclusion and say, you know what, MJ's better than LeBron, right? Or vice versa. We can't say it yet because LeBron James' career's not over. He's still in his prime right now. And a lot of people are like, he's slowing down. Absolutely not. Okay, yeah, he could move a little slower. His first step could be a little slower, but he can still dunk on anybody in the NBA. Whatever he wants. It's just like LeBron James, sometimes that's my only problem with LeBron. Obviously with the flopping, but sometimes when it's like, dude, it's like sometimes we look at LeBron, it's like, dude, he's not even trying, dude. Like if he wanted to get to the bucket every time, he could. You know, in certain plays, it's like he's going to get to the bucket at will, and he does it every time. And then there's other plays where it's like LeBron just kind of scoots back and lets the others get involved. And I think that's sometimes him just like trying to rest up because all the minutes he's been in the NBA, you know, since 2003, it starts to add up on him, right? But I think, you know, with the training, with everything that LeBron James does to his body, you know, similar to Tom Brady, dude, they have it down to a science. They have this, what they do. They are the sheriffs of their position, dude, of their sport, dude. They're the top dogs. Tom Brady and LeBron James right now. They're the top dogs. They are the top dogs right now. Listen, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it come to reality yet again. Just like I picked Tampa Bay with the Super Bowl, just like I'm going to pick LeBron James in the NBA Finals in 2021. And if the Nets do show up to that Finals, I'm absolutely still taking the Lakers. I'm taking LeBron over Durant all day. You know, and I'll give you guys Durant, yes, he's a better scorer than LeBron overall. Overall round, he's a better scorer. But LeBron James is a better player, better passer, better rebounder. He does everything better, and I get it. You know, 3-point shots, I'll give that to Durant. But, dude, there's certain things that Durant cannot do that LeBron James can do. So, and we're going to see that. I hope this really comes to reality for the NBA fans out there, that it will be the Nets and it will be the Lakers. I mean, I really do, right? Isn't that what we want to see? We want to see the superstars versus superstars, right? You know, we're used to seeing Steph Curry versus LeBron, and I don't think we're going to see that this year. We're going to see LeBron and Durant yet again, you know, in the finals. And yes, Durant recently got the best of him when he went to Golden State, you know, but prior to that, when he was with OKC with his buddies, you know, with Westbrook and Harden, we saw what happened when LeBron was with the Heat. He beat him in 5 games. So we're starting to see that, right? But look, I'm telling you right now, you guys, please just bet on LeBron. That's straight up. You guys can hate LeBron. That doesn't matter. Okay, I can hate LeBron. Obviously, I don't, but say I hate LeBron, but yet I'm still going to bet on LeBron just because I hate the guy? You know, a lot of people hate on LeBron and don't even know him, dude. So how can you hate somebody you don't know? You know, that's confusing to me. That's really confusing. But overall, it's a great bet. You guys got to do this. If you guys want to make some bread here, you got to throw it on LeBron. You got to. He's the best player in the NBA. Period. No questions. There's no what ifs here, Cap. There's no, what about Durant? What about Kyrie? No. Okay? You're going to see that LeBron James is going to take over. He's going to take over the Nets. He's going to take the heart out of Kyrie. He's going to take the heart out of Kevin Durant and say, you know what? You guys should have stayed in college. You should have stayed in Texas, Durant. Kyrie, you should have stayed with Coach K at Duke, because this is the big boy league here. So I'm going LeBron James and the Lakers, baby. Let's repeat. Let's go!